Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of late. I'm here to talk about some Star Trek novels from 2005 that are part of the Star Trek Corps of Engineers series, which ran monthly early on in the early 2000s, it seems, based on this. I've never read a Star Trek novel in my life. And I read two by Ilsa J. Bick, who is a child, adolescent, and forensic psychiatrist. And she's written quite a few Star Trek works. A Ribbon for Rosie in Strange New Worlds 2, Shadows in the Dark, Strange New Worlds 4, Alice on the Edge of Night in New Frontier, No Limits, the Lost Era novel Well of Souls, and some other things. Her short fiction is also Writers of the Future Volume 16, and a whole bunch of other things on sci-fi.com and what have you. This is a year after the Dominion War, but its legacy lives on. Commander Sonia Gomez, former Starship Enterprise engineer, and her crack Starfleet Corps of Engineers team on the USS Da Vinci find themselves dealing with many permutations of that legacy. Two mysterious murders on the Da Vinci lead to the Gamma Quadrant and a Dominion base. A pre-warp planet occupied by the Dominion still has scars from both sides of that conflict. Plus, Gomez, computer expert Solomon, and Security Chief Corsi are haunted by demons from their past. But the greatest threat of all comes from a visit to Deep Space Nine. A fissure has opened up between realities, endangering the very existence of the Bajoran system, and also stranding doctors Lenz and Bashir on a war-torn planet from which they may never escape. That is from the book Jacket. I don't know actually how to say their names because I'm not very familiar with Deep Space Nine. I guess I know Bashir because I've seen him in the pilot, I think, because he's the doctor that wants to be at the front of the frontier, and that really upsets the woman that her planet is near the base as it's being transitioned to the Federation, if I remember right, and she does not like his attitude one bit, and rightfully so. And I have no idea who the other person is. The other, Elizabeth Lenz, no idea, never seen her. I've only seen the pilot for Deep Space Nine and little bits here and there from when I was when it was first running, when I was just a little kid. Anyway, so yeah, there's a medical conference on the Missouri, and that ends up crashing on a planet, and the two doctors are in different camps, both thinking one is dead. Dr. Lenz finds herself with the Jabari freedom fighters and acting as their new medic, and doctor with the equipment that she has available that is quite they're a pre-warp species here, so she's not familiar with some of the technology that they have, but they are fighting the Kornak where Bashir lands, and I got my notes here, but it's all in a jumble because it was a little confusing to read this. I wasn't, sometimes it gets a lot into the medical stuff, and it seems pretty well researched. It seems like she knows her medical terminology pretty well. And then some of the action is all right. Some of the drama and the ethical concerns about medical enhancements. This goes into both of them, by the way. Wounds, book 1 and book 2. Has a happy ending. Bashir definitely finds himself in the midst of things with the Kornaks, and a lot of trouble. It does seem there's a slight love interest for Saad, the Jabari leader, and Elizabeth, which is strange and out of nowhere and very, very little time, or at least some affection. And yeah, there's just it was a little bit confusing, a little bit weird. It was okay. I did enjoy the, because the Cornacs they have all these, not injuries, what is it, scars and things, because they are modifying their bodies and, putting technology into their body. And Saad, the leader of the Jabaris and all these freedom fighters, they don't want any part of that. They want to be free of this kind of technology and remain human, so to speak, and these kind of things. And it does raise some ethical kind of questions, and does make you wonder, like, would these kind of modifications be right? What would it mean to have cybernetic modifications that, would they have sort of computer chips and be able to send information and receive information? And it doesn't get into some of the concerns that gives me, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm still a little confused by what was going on, because sometimes it seemed like the action would really stop, and it did stop and slow down for the medical stuff, and then it would start moving to something else. It not horribly paced, just, I think what really hurt is that these are established characters, and I just had no idea who they were, because I've never seen the show. And it did feel like maybe it was expecting me to be familiar in a way with them. Beyond that, it was perfectly fine. I enjoyed it. Would I recommend it? Maybe not. But good fun. It was fun I need to watch Deep Space Nine. But it was fun to go into the Star Trek universe. I will be reading more novels as time goes on, or novellas, I guess is what these were, because they were quite short. That's all I've got to say. Hopefully the next time, I did read these quite fast, which adds to the confusion, because I was trying to get them all done before January ended, and I did, or both of them done. And yeah, I should just read slowly so that I can enjoy it, not read just to finish something in a month. Lesson learned. Good fun. Goodbye.